But like I was growing up, and this feeling kept becoming stronger. Neha, this feeling kept becoming stronger, that I wanted to see a woman in the mirror, and what I could see a very shattered, shattered sketch of a man, which I did not want it to become. As the puberty approaches, there were a lot of bodily changes which were happening inside me, including body hairs, and I could see my friends who were there in the school. They were becoming a beautiful rose. They were having contours, and they were having breast, and they were having a very smooth skin. They were becoming fairer. Their hairs were getting stronger, and I wanted to have all those things. you know I was so jealous thing, that is, but I'm saying is that I wanted to be that. I wanted the attention from the boys at that point of time. In fact, I did not had a breast, but still I was I used to carry some sort of a notebook or something, just to portray that, listen, I also have a breast. Sometimes I cheekingly used to wear my mother's bra inside my shirt, and people used to notice that. But this was some coming very naturally to me. But what was not coming naturally was the hatred from the people, because people were trying to put me into the binary genders. So they were not willing to see a person who is traveling in between. It was extremely cultural shock for them, especially for my teachers who had given up on me, and also my schoolmates. They were happy when I was actually introducing them to my girlfriends, and they were unhappy when I was, guarding them, because I was extremely protective towards the female friends that I had. I used to sit with them. We used to do this all girly act. We used to play with dolls. We used to put nail polish in the recess and all the possible things. Um, and as a result of that anger and discrimination started getting aggravated in the society for me, especially in the educational institution. What was there for me? I had house, and I had educational institution, right? So the hatred in the educational institution was also increasing. There's a saying that is, when a girl comes to a bloom, a society comes to know before their family members. So society starts noticing more changes into the girl rather than me. The similar way, lot of people who are from my neighborhood and my society were understanding what I was going through. They knew that I am a different person, but my mother was not noticing me. Not that she did not wanted to notice it, but it was very natural, because she just thought it's just a phase. I'm effeminate and it's just a phase, it will pass on. And she used to always keep saying this to me, that is, if you get married, everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. Just try to make sure that you control your mannerism. Don't talk like a girl. Don't pronounce yourself like a girl. Sit properly. I used to wear a lot of hand gestures, when I was young, and I was extremely skinny. Don't look at me right now. I look like a buffalo, but at that point of time, I was a very thin person. So, I was extremely feminine in that way, and it came very naturally to me. Nobody actually told me to behave in such a way. My mother never dressed me as a female. In fact, she hated when I started dancing, and she said, "Listen, boys don't dance. Please don't learn dancing from me, and I will never entertain you dancing." But dance came to me naturally. It was a peacemaker for me. So actually, it was actually like this epic Ekalavya story, where my mother was teaching me, because I was observing her all performances, but she did not knew that she was teaching me. I used to exactly copy her dance step. I used to exactly copy her mannerism when she was not there at home, and this continued for almost, say, 15 to 14 years, that way, right from the age of 5 to 6 years till almost I became an adult. But before that, what happened, that in the school, as I mentioned to you, the hate was getting aggravated. A lot of boys were uncomfortable that I was behaving like that. They wanted to teach me lesson. As a result of that, what did they do? These were older boys, like they were in 10th standard or something, like I was in 8th standard or something. And in they actually uh, said something false to me, like gave a wrong information to me, said that is, principal has called me, or somebody blah 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 friend has called me, and I've been invited over there. And I went there with these one or two boys. There were other boys who crowded me. They actually, they caught me. They got hold of me. They ripped apart my clothes. They try to say all the bad words possible on the live, which I don't even know meaning about that. But most of their bad words was about my mother. All the galis and all the bad language that they were using, they were actually abusing my mother and father for having a child like me. It didn't stop there. They stripped me, and it was not for a sexual pleasure. They just wanted to know my genitals. After seeing my genitals, they started abusing me more. It didn't stop there as well. So one of the person actually went and got a foot ruler, which is made up of a wooden, and he actually tried to insert that foot ruler inside my anus. I was bleeding. I was without clothes, and I was in an alien space which I didn't know where to go. One of the boy was actually holding my mouth that I don't scream and shout. Two of the boys were actually holding my hands. The other two boys were holding my leg, and they were not doing this for sexual pleasure. Believe me, I at that point of time I did not had age to understand. I was like 13, 14. I couldn't understand the age that what I was going through. But what I could see is that there's something wrong which is happening to me, but I was not empowered to go to person and say that this is wrong with me. I went to home. I did not tell it to my mother because I didn't want to get her upset more. So I kept to myself. The next day I went to the school and I told my teacher that there's something wrong happened with me. She said, what happened? I did not told her because of the shame that I had that somebody stripped me. But I told her that these bunch of boys, they gave me a false information and they tried to beat me around. And my shirt buttons were open and blah 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 and all those kind of things in whatever ways I could say, because I was extremely shameful to talk about that incident. I was in acute pain. My anus was like really hurting. And when I was telling them that, the teacher said, okay, let me call these boys. They called the boys. They asked the boys what has happened, why have you done something like that. And the boys said that is because this person is behaving with the other gender which this person is not. That's the reason why we wanted to teach this person a lesson. As a result of that, so that this person, we actually did it for good. The boys try to justify saying that we were actually correcting this person so that this person will not be able to do this again. And my teacher turned to me and she said that, listen, these boys are actually trying to help you. You should not behave like that. You should not sit next to the girls. You should not paint your nails with the nail polish and all those kind of things. And I was aghast. This I was shattered inside. I didn't know how much I cried at that point of time. Like I lost my faith in the educational system. I lost my faith in my teacher, who's supposed to be giving you information about right and wrong and all those kind of things. I absolutely had no support. After that, since everybody came to know about these incidents in the school, it became difficult for me to also go to urinal, because the boys was trying to strip me over there. They were saying all sorts of bad things. I was not invited to go to the girls loo. So I was trapped in between. I didn't know where to go, what to do. So actually I had to wait till the class starts so that actually I can attend my basic necessity of going and doing a pee with a peaceful mind. And I'm sure there are so many transgender people who goes through that kind of a problem when they come across this kind of an issue. Well, it didn't stop at that point of time, but slowly and steadily what started happening is that even my neighborhood kids started discriminating me. There were times when one of the neighborhood kid wanted to have a sexual pleasure with me, and I said no to that. As a result of that, that person actually gave a false information to everybody, including my mother, that I was trying to force a sexual act on this person. And as a result of them, I became a famous person in my neighborhood also. Everybody started abusing me. Everybody started giving smirks. Everybody started saying me all the bad words that could be possible in the colloquial language of Marathi. And it didn't stop at that point of time. When I used to go out with my mother, people used to throw pebbles at me. People used to say bad things to my mother. So when me and my mother used to come back to home, my mother used to cry alone, saying that what punishment God is giving to me.